He's former law enforcement.
I used to work in police work. That's why.
Okay.
Many years ago.
Were you a policeman?
Yeah.
How do we go from law enforcement to the chat room?
I knew better.
This old creepy dude actually used to be a cop and still walked into Chris Hansen's sting operation thinking that he could some way talk his way out of this. Make sure you watch until the very end because this one's actually insane. I really am shocked at how calm this dude was throughout this entire engagement. But without any further ado, let's get right on into it. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy my content and drop a like if you enjoy my classic TCAP reactions. Let's get it.
In our undercover house, another man is on his way in. This is 63-year-old William Dow, arriving for a date with a girl who told him she's 15.
So this big bulbous man is 63 years old and he is literally coming over here thinking that this person's parents are gone. He pulls up in his minivan and everything, and I just don't get what's going on in these guys' heads. You gotta have some, attachment to reality, and you gotta look in the mirror for a second and think, why would somebody on the internet that is the age of the person I'm talking to, why would they want anything to do with me? I mean, literally, look at what this guy looks like. I'm just so confused on why he even showed up in the first place thinking this really was going to happen. You gotta know that's a sting, dude.
Hey! You made it! Come on in. Hello.
He thinks the 14-year-old he's here to meet is Tanya Tex.
Oh man, and we got Tanya Tex here, who is, I really don't want to be too judgmental of these decoys, but this has to be, bar none, the worst decoy they've ever used. We have had multiple episodes in the past where the entire situation was derailed because of how bad the acting is from this specific decoy, who also looks like she herself is 30 plus freaking years old. This guy must have some sort of issue seeing or hearing, because there is no way he still believes this is the teenager he thought he was talking to. Walk out of the house, dude, please. You still have a chance. The cops would of course still chase you down, but you still do have a chance here. And what's hilarious is this dude actually does question it a little bit. He does wisen up for a split second, and obviously it was not enough for him to not show up to the house in the first place. He says in his chat, as I was taking my shower, I got to thinking, what if this was a setup, like a sting operation? Well, yeah, maybe entertain your own question. What if? If it is, maybe, and if there's even a chance, don't show up. Now, as always, obviously, I want these guys to show up because it is beautiful to see them get caught. But man, when you are questioning yourself in your own chat log that it might be a setup, and then it truly is, you are the biggest bozo of all time. It's like you wrote your own prophecy for your own demise, and it's beautiful to see.
So despite his suspicions and appearing to know it was wrong, he comes over anyway.
Well, I'd like to go and grab something to eat and go out and do that.
Oh, no, I should stay here. I don't even know if you talk or something first.
What the hell is this outfit from the decoy, bro? Do they know secretly deep down that this Tanya Tex person that's playing this character does look indeed 35 years old? Because why else would this person be wearing this hoodie with their hood up? And the distance that they keep from these guys, that is another red flag that I would be considering if I was in their shoes, which none of us ever would be. But it's just things you gotta think about, and you gotta wonder how these guys aren't more on edge and more analytical about the situation they're putting themselves into. Not that they are in any danger themselves, well, obviously danger with the law, but still, dude, what the hell are you going through with right now? The decoy's like, yeah, maybe we could leave, but we should stay here too, because you never know, somebody might walk out of the other room and they might be working for a television show. You never truly know. You might as well just spell out the freaking show already and ruin the surprise, because Chris Hansen has no point in popping out and making it seem like some sort of spectacle when you are already driving this investigation into the ground. I'm sorry, okay, I gotta back off. This decoy is not her fault. She's a terrible actor. It is Chris Hansen and the investigation team's fault for hiring her in the first place, all right?
But he won't be getting to know our decoy any better.
How are you this afternoon?
Pretty good. I probably think I know who you are, right?
Why don't you have a seat right there, please?
Sure.
Oh boy, okay, and we have the reveal. Thankfully, Chris pulled the cord on that one. He could see that the acting was going downhill when it already did not start off very well, and he just decides to come out of the back room. The guy says here, though, I think I know who you are, so maybe we have another fan of the show, and maybe him knowing what Dateline was in the first place was why he was so careful and worried in his chat logs. Maybe that was seriously the #1 worst scenario, which I think it is, actually. Maybe somebody's, real parent showing up here and wanting to beat you to a pulp. That would probably be the true worst, option in this whole scenario. But still, Chris Hansen's face, that's not something you want to see in this environment, at least if you're these guys.
What are you up to today?
Well, I'm going to have a hamburger.
Hamburger. And who are you going to have a hamburger with?
Well, somebody by the name of Tanya.
Well, how long did it take you to drive over here?
30, 40 minutes, I guess.
30, 40 minutes.
Hey, we got a short commute for once, so finally they were able to source somebody local. This dude didn't have to drive 5 or 6 hours like some of these other freaking bozos. And to be honest, that crappy old minivan he pulled up in might not have even made it that far, so it's good that he was within the same county, it sounds like. But man, this dude is calm right now. I guess he just has that demeanor about him. Some older people can just handle stress better than us, younger people, but still, it's like, show some emotion here, dude. It's making you seem a lot more scary.
And along the way, did you think maybe this is a bad idea?
Yeah, sure.
But you kept driving.
Yeah, like I say, curiosity got the better of me.
Curiosity.
Curiosity. That's one way to put it, I guess. I would say perversion or creepiness. Maybe that's what got the best of you there, buddy. Because this is past you being curious. You are showing up to this house. You are ready to go. And I'm sure when they search him, he's going to have some stuff on him that's going to indicate what his intentions were showing up to this house. It almost always plays out that way.
Partially. I was stupid. I knew it was a setup.
But help me to understand it, though. If you knew it was a
I know.
setup,
Why am I here?
why would
right?
you even do it?
Oh, I get it. He actually is having trouble paying rent, and he doesn't like having to cook for himself, so he said, you know what? I could actually get free rent from the state. I will just go to jail, and they'll cook me all my meals for me. Boom, easy peasy. Yeah, I gotta crap out in the open and share my room with somebody, and they'll probably want to beat me up once they find out what I'm in there for, but I think this is a genius idea, actually.
Bob75007 says he's a professional photographer specializing in horse shows. Then he asks who I am.
Oh, and apparently this dude is a photographer right now and photographs horse shows. I don't know. I feel like there's some creepy connection there because there's got to be a lot of younger horse people around. Either way, too, I hate to say it, but he does kind of look like the total just outline of what you expect an old creep to look like. This is all adding up, very easily.
And come on
Would you
over.
identify yourself?
I'll get to that in just a minute.
No, would you identify yourself now?
I'm Chris Hansen.
And so you're not with law enforcement, you're with the TV station.
Jeez, this dude just tried to take some power in this conversation. No, you're gonna identify yourself right now. You gotta tell me if you're a cop. Maybe he's one of those idiots that believes that's actually a law. But wow, this dude is getting serious, and he knows that this guy, Chris Hansen, in front of him is not actually a law enforcement officer. He's instead with the television network, whatever that means. Very vague, but I do think this guy has a pretty clear idea of what he's on right now. I'm sure he's seen Dateline at this point.
With Dateline NBC. Now, I want to talk to you just a little bit about this chat.
Mm-hmm.
You asked, can I be your boyfriend?
Okay, I think this conversation.
Oh, dude, you cannot wimp out after the first chat log. That one wasn't even that bad. Yes, it's cringy to hear some 60-something-year-old dude say on the internet, I think I want to be your boyfriend. Like he's talking in some Justin Bieber chat room back in 2008, bro. Like, what the hell even is that? But that's not even that embarrassing. You can still withstand a little bit more chat logs, please. That's the most fun part of this show.
Well, as I told you, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults who try to meet online.
He quickly heads for the door, while the Murphy police get into position and then make the arrest.
And this dude does not even have the balls to stick around when the cameras come out. He is just, you know what, I'm gonna walk out and go back to my minivan and drive 34 minutes back home. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. And as we all know, it does not work like that. He actually does get arrested, thankfully, and we have some footage to end this one off of him being interrogated. And I love when they include these clips because it just shows how these guys crumble in the interrogation room, even worse than the interviews they just had with Chris Hansen, which are already embarrassing enough. We didn't really hear too much about this guy, but I mean, him saying in the chat room that he thinks it could be a sting is the most beautiful idiocracy of this entire story.
Later, he's led to the interrogation room. Before he's read his rights, he has a request.
Can I get somebody to call my wife because I've got a heart condition and she's going to be worried if she doesn't hear from me?
I said idiocracy. I meant idiocy in my last little chunk of voiceover. That's the movie Idiocracy, but, it still works interchangeably in my mind, all right? So screw you. And wow, this dude instantly begs to talk to his wife. I'm sure she is not going to want to hear from this bozo ever again after this, and she's not going to hear from him too much because he's going to be going to jail, thankfully. But man, this dude was like, he probably could be a grandpa at this point, could have a really solid family and just retirement fund that he's living off of, and he threw that all away in order to be creepy. What an actual moron.
He signs an agreement to waive his right to have an attorney present and begins to answer questions.
What made
I've
you want to come
never
over
met
here?
anybody before. Yeah,
Doesn't that sound a little unusual?
sounds stupid.
And this bozo instantly waives his right to an attorney and just starts talking to this interrogator, which if you've seen any like JCS adjacent videos on YouTube, you know that a lot of people unfortunately do that, but it is the #1 way to further incriminate yourself because your lawyer and your attorney is there for a good reason. They're trying to get you to shut up so you don't get into more trouble. And this guy is just so gleeful and happy and just trying to get out of this situation that he's probably gonna go tattle on himself in about 5 different ways.
Maybe we should have spent the night together.
I was joking.
What?
I was joking. I have a tendency to be funny, and I make jokes of everything.
Oh, he's just, hey guys, it was all actually fun and games. It was jokes. See, he knew it was going to be a sting. That's why he decided, hey, you know what? If you're going to be messing with me, pranking me, and making me think I'm speaking to somebody I'm not, I'm going to make you the subject of the practice of my comedy routine. Yeah, I'll crack some jokes. That'll be what it is. It's like, I have not heard a single joke in this chat log so far. He's just being overtly creepy. And he's like, yeah, I'm a pretty funny dude. So I was just working on some jokes there. I like to lighten the mood and be the funny guy in the room. It's just been my cover, you know, for my entire life. Like, I do not buy that, you old creep. Please, try something better.
Did you intend to have with her?
I don't think so, to be honest.
You don't think so?
No.
And he didn't have any intents that he knows of. He doesn't think he does, at least. And he's being honest. He said so we'll just take that at face value. This guy's been honest up until this point. Let's just let him go, all right, guys? Please. He's a kind old guy. He could grow out his beard and become a mall Santa, all right? He's not going to be... Oh, wait, actually, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that, please. Don't let him free. He's going to become a mall Santa and start assaulting people left and right, bro. Lock this dude up.
He's former law enforcement.
I used to work in police work. That's why.
Okay.
Many years ago.
Were you a policeman?
Yeah.
How do we go from law enforcement to the chaplain?
And oh my god, a freaking bombshell has dropped in this interview. This guy used to be a cop, and he is still going through with this and still waiving his right to an attorney. That should be like the #1 thing they teach you in cop school when you're going for like 2 days before you get your gun and your badge. Actually, it might even just be a couple hours, I'm guessing, with just some of the police work I've seen in this country. But the #1 thing they should tell you is you gotta keep your attorney and talk to them only, or have them be your counsel, because we are going to get every single, ounce of crime out of you. We're gonna just wring it out of you in this interrogation room, and that is exactly what they did to this guy. So it is hilarious that he knows better than to waive that right to that attorney, and he still did it. Oh my god, this guy truly is a bozo on many layers, and thankfully I am so glad he got caught today. So let me know what you thought of this dude down in the comments below. As always, huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, and let me know what other series besides TCAP you want to see me react to. Gonna try to keep branching out here in the future with more and more shows. Hope everybody's having a great start to their year, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.